That was last week. Let's move on. Chapter 2. Can we please do that?
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's Hidan. And for today, guys, I've got one of your favorite content creators. It's Kaylee Krista. So let's give it a look what she has to say today.
You're not the first man to say this, and you certainly won't be the last. But I think you should be asking why you so desperately want to prove that you should be able to objectify women without their consent. Because that's what you're trying to do here. You're trying to...
No, he's not trying to do that. He just said that some women are okay with being objectified as long as they earn money. He's not saying that that gives him a free pass to objectify women whenever he wants to.
To excuse the instances of women being objectified without their consent by using examples of women being objectified with their consent. And this isn't a new argument. People have been trying to dismiss the validity of sexual assault with a woman's previous sexual history for years, as if giving permission in one instance means that you can't take it away in another.
So basically, she's saying that a lot of men are okay with a using or with rape as long as the girl has had previous experiences. Like, I don't know, man. If you can riddle me this, guys, because I honestly don't understand what is going on. So the argument basically is that, you know, if a woman is, let's say, loose and she gives it to many people, that somehow makes some men think that they can, you know, use her. I don't know, man.
You have a problem with this because women are taking control of something that you've historically taken from them. You've been sexualizing women without their permission for years, and you suddenly have some moral objection once that sexualization is done on her terms. You're uncomfortable with women charging you for something that you feel you should be entitled to for free. So you're not mad that she's selling it. You're mad that you have to pay for it.
Whoa. And she ended the video right there, guys. So apparently, you know, she's making the argument that all men are like mad because we feel entitled to women's bodies, etc. I don't know, man. Like, honestly, the mental gymnastics that this Kaylee Krista does are so extreme that I literally don't know what to comment. Like, we jump from one theme to another. First, it's, you know, men just feel entitled to women. Then it's men feel okay with a using or raping woman just because they... I don't know, like, I don't even know. She skips over themes so fast, and I feel like she's not even talking about the first guy. Like, I feel like this video was put up by someone. Like, she's not even responding to the first guy. Like, what are you talking about at all? I don't understand. The mental gymnastics, it's so hard to follow. I cannot even comment on this video. So I will comment on... I will rather comment on the first guy because at least I know what he's saying. And he's saying that women, you know, they whine so much about being objectified, yet they feel totally okay with objectifying themselves for money. Which, you know, if you want to do that as a woman, okay, do it. Nobody has an objection. It's your morals, you do what you want. But it's so funny to me how a lot of women, you know, let's take a woman, for example, a singular one. She whines that she's being objectified, yet you check her Instagram and she has like 400 pictures of her butt. You know, it's so funny, gentlemen. These, you know, some women will say, I don't want to be objectified. I don't know why men only see me for my body. And yet on all their social media, all you can see is their body. It's ironic, and it's you know, hypocrisy. That is the problem that men have. If you want to sell your body, if you wanna be essentially a streetwalker, fine, but don't be you know, don't be a hypocrite. Is what I'm trying to say. But let's move on to the second TikTok, guys, which is about red flags in men. Now, we've heard some some really outrageous and absurd red flags in men. But I think these ones kind of make sense. So let's give them a look.
Okay, so a lot of people have asked me to start this series because my qualifications are I've had a lot of bad boyfriends. But recently I've found the perfect boyfriend, and everyone's like, how did you do it? How did you do it? And I'm like, I had to start paying attention to what early signs were making these men so terrible down the line. Because basically, in every case, I would date someone, they were amazing for 3 to 6 months top, and then out of nowhere, they're a fucking psychopath.
It's kind of funny to me to hear this because, like, I agree that some women unironically, find a good man, and with time that man, shows his true colors. I do believe that. But in a lot of cases, what will happen is, these women will date a giga chad with 42 tattoos on his body that clearly just wants to hook up. And then when they get, they go through a situationship for 5 months. And when the guy dumps them, they're like, I couldn't have known, man. Like, he was Prince Charming, but suddenly he totally changed. It's so absurd because anyone can see that that man was with you just for the fun, and he didn't want anything else. Yet some women will, play this victim card of, I couldn't have known. It was so hard to find what this man was truly about. Yet all of her girlfriends were there saying, nah, he's not good for you. He's gonna dump you. He's gonna play you. It happens so often.
So I took it upon myself to be like, okay, what am I missing? Like, what am I not seeing early on? Because I'm a really naive, like, trusting person. But me and my friends compiled a list, and these are just the first 8. It's a whole document, but let me share with you what I started to notice. Okay, the first one is saying I love you before the first date. I know this seems obvious, but, like, maybe, like I said, I'm really naive, but, like, guys who say I love you very early on, 9 times out of 10 are narcissists, because that's called love bombing. Because in order to love someone, you really need to know them. So if a guy's telling you I love you, it's because they want you to become very attached to them so they can treat you badly later on.
Now, I agree with you on one thing, and that is that, to be able to love someone, you have to, meet them, see them, know them. So yeah, I would say that is a red flag in men, that they say they love you before the first date. But I disagree on the fact that they're not saying it because they are narcissists. In most of the cases, guys who say I love you before the first date, it's because they are simps. It's because you are the first woman they have seen in years or probably in their life, and they are just simps who are thirsty for attention. And they are simping. It's not because they are narcissists. If they were, if they were narcissists, or if they had a high self-esteem, they wouldn't be saying I love you. It's not characteristic of narcissists to show a high level of commitment or affection. So yeah, it's because they are simps.
Number 2, none of their exes like them. So I had to learn this the hard way because I had this one ex who was like, oh, all my girlfriends are so crazy. Like, they treated me so badly. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. No, there's a reason why nobody likes them. It's because they treated them terribly, not the other way around. Any guy who goes around talking crazy as hell about his exes, he's the problem.
Again, I have to sort of agree on some points. Like, usually when there is a person that has had like 10 broken relationships where everyone was, the bad person, yeah, you are the common denominator. But funnily enough, this is something that happens with women so often, where they will say, oh, my last relationships were, so abusive. They were so bad to me. They were so mean, and they were manipulative, and they played me, etc. Don't... If you meet a woman and she tells you that she has had so many bad relationships, gentlemen, like, in 99% of the cases, it will be a bad move to try and have something with this woman, because you will be the next bad guy on her list. They will say, my ex-boyfriend, he did this, he did that, he was manipulative, and my other ex-boyfriend, he treated me really, really badly. he cheated on me, and my other ex-boyfriend again was really, really mean to me, etc. And if you could talk with these guys, you will find that this story is quite different from what they are telling you. Let's keep watching.
Number 3 does not have a friend group of their own. Kind of similar to number 2. If no one likes them, or like they don't have long-term friendships, like they only are able to keep a friend for about like a few months or like a year, but they don't have any like childhood best friends, anyone they've been friends with for like at least 4 years, it's probably because they're crazy. Number 4 isn't politically left and doesn't want to be. This is just me personally. I feel
This is so stupid. I had to take a pause to just laugh a little sarcastically, gentlemen, but let's keep watching.
like a lot of these men be moderates, and like if you're a woman of color or if you're someone who cares about people in general, your boyfriend being right-winged, I know you're like, oh, like politics is just opinion. It's really people's livelihoods, and you should pay attention to what your boyfriend cares about and who he cares about, because ultimately, if he's against women or just people of color or immigrants, he's probably not that great of a person. Okay, only
Yeah, so basically, being right wing equals not accepting women and not accepting people of color and not caring about people. Really showing the level of intelligence of this person.
enough time to get through 4. So, like for part 2, and I'll give you the last 4.
Yeah, now we will not see it. I've heard enough. But, kind of reasonable. Like, I can understand some of them. I even agree with some of them. Looking at videos of red flags, we've heard all kinds of bullcrap like, if he likes golf, that is a red flag. If he, goes to the gym more than 3 times a week, that is a red flag. If he supports football or is interested in any sport, that is a red flag. Like, we've heard so many bullshit red flags, and I shouldn't have said that, gentlemen, but man, I can't control myself sometimes. But guys, let's move on to our Reddit story. This is from the Reddit marriage, and it says, "My wife wants a divorce. I don't understand. She said she loves me dearly in the same conversation, but she needs to work on herself." Work on herself. I mean, I'm so tired of hearing all this bullcrap. If a woman tells her that she wants to work on herself and you're in any kind of relationship with her, just tell her, okay, and leave her, block her number, and let her work on herself. This is bullcrap. We've been together since 17, we are both 28. My world is crashing around me. I've cried, I've suggested professional help, I've cried some more. I just don't know what to do. She said it's her, not me. She said, here comes the kicker, she is interested in someone else. Yeah, but, first it's I need to work on myself, and then it's, well, I'm also interested in someone else, but don't worry about it. That's not the reason. I just need to work on myself. When women say they need to work on herself, they rather mean they want someone else to work on them, if you know what I mean. She says she's interested in someone else, but they haven't talked or hung out or even hinted at the thought. And he doesn't know I don't understand what he's writing. He doesn't know they just walk together. So she doesn't know, I guess. I don't know, I'm just so lost and kind of venting. I've been with her my entire adult life, and I feel she's the one for me. She is bipolar, has anxiety, depression, ADHD. Gentlemen, I feel like soon I'm going to do a video about, some of the mental health things that, some people go through. Just to give advice, because I think a lot of people are dating or having relationships with people with disorders, and they just don't know how to proceed. I feel like it's just a phase she's going through. I just really don't know what to do. She's staying at her cousin's, and she said, I love you. Always have and always will, no matter what happens. Yeah, no matter if I get with another guy and we get divorced and I dump you, I will still love you. Isn't it beautiful, gentlemen? It's the definition of till till death do its part, isn't it? This hurts me too, but I have to do for myself. I'm sorry. She's my What are you sorry about? She's my person, and I have no idea what I can do to make her see the other ways if she loves me like she says. Yeah, she doesn't. Update. I've got therapy for myself scheduled Monday. Gonna try to see if she will be willing to go. So this man is still trying to, you know, keep it moving with this woman, which, hey, I understand. I mean, they have been together since he was 17. He hasn't been around the block. He doesn't know what is going on. This is something that I see in men a lot of the times, that, most men, they're really devoted to their life partner or even to their girlfriend or whatever. They're like really devoted. Like, men are much closer to the, to the promise of till death do its part. And women, in a lot of the cases, women just are totally okay with moving on, or they think they can find a better person. They think that the grass is green on the other side. But men, for the most part, are like this guy right here. They're just devoted, and they want to keep growing the relationships. But gentlemen, let me find a comment I wanted to read. What is it? It had like some awards. I cannot find it right now. Yada yada. Then where is it, man? Screw it, guys. I cannot find it. Like I literally was reading it like 5 minutes ago, and now I can't find it. But anyway, gentlemen, that will be it for today. Thank you if you've made it till the end, and I wish you a good day ahead. Peace.